One of the coolest and most powerful legendary Pokemon, ZYGARDE, is now available in Pokemon Go. And the good thing is that just about everyone can pick this up. Unfortunately, the release of this Pokemon also exposes a major problem with Pokemon Go's PvP system, and that is what I wanted to talk about here. Alright, so let's jump right into it. How's it going, everyone? It's me, it's Jinsula. I hope you're having a good day, and welcome to today's Pokemon Go video. Today we're going to be talking about ZYGARDE, which, in my opinion, is going to be one of the most impactful Pokemon released to date. This Pokemon is not necessarily that strong, but if you manage to collect a bunch of ZYGARDE cells, you could actually get the complete form, which is actually one of the most powerful Pokemon for both the Master League and Ultra League. The competitive significance of this Pokemon is massive, and you should not ignore it. Getting yourself a ZYGARDE maxed out is definitely going to be a difference maker for both the Master League and Ultra League. I want to say more specifically for the Master League, but with the Ultra League, it is actually still really strong. Now herein lies a problem with Pokemon Go's PvP system that I felt like has gone unaddressed for a long time. IVs. There are certain Pokemon that are extremely powerful for the Master League and are just a step above everyone else. Now, the thing is with the Master League is that you do need to max out those legendaries and you need a 100% IV in order to be the most efficient. And that is actually where I have a major problem with Pokemon Go's PvP system. Having certain IVs is going to give you a significant advantage over other players. And I really think this is something that Niantic needs to fix. Because when it comes to Pokemon Go's PvP system, it's incredibly competitive, and for a lot of players that have these specific IVs that they need, well, they're always going to do a lot better. Some players will argue that PvP IVs don't matter, and it's all about skill and how you set up your Pokemon, and to a degree, I do agree with that, but ultimately, if you have rank 1 IVs for Pokemon in the Great League and you have 100% IVs for Pokemon in the Master League, you're just going to do a lot better than the average player. So what this ultimately leads to is that certain players who just so happen to be luckier than others are always going to do better, and for people who have rank 1 IVs, most of the time they get them through illegitimate means. I think because of this one aspect, it's incredibly pay to win as well as just really encouraging people to cheat, and I think that is a major problem. In terms of pay to win, it really comes down to a whole bunch of whales doing a lot of legendary raids in order to get 100% IVs and the XL candy necessary to max them out, and that is going to give them a significant advantage. And then for people who have specific IVs for the Great League and Ultra League, they are probably getting those IVs through using maps and scanners and even spoofing, and that is a major problem. In a lot of ways, Pokemon Go's PvP system is completely broken. It's completely inaccessible to the average player, and I really think Niantic needs to make this problem go away through a couple of different options. One thing that I've always suggested is normalizing the combat points values of every Pokemon that you use. Like for example, in the Great League or Ultra League, I think it would make sense to normalize every single Pokemon to the specific combat points limit. Like, if you're in the Great League, all of the Pokemon that you use should be at 1500, and then all of the stats and everything else are brought up to the same level. This would kind of even it out, mainly because a lot of players will use rank 1 IVs and just push out against other players who are using the exact same Pokemon, but they did not hit the specific breakpoints, and I feel like because of that, it just causes the competitive landscape to be heavily skewed towards cheaters and pay-to-win players. But when it comes to ZYGARDE, it is actually not involved in cheating or pay-to-win at all, mainly because it is all about luck. You basically only get one ZYGARDE through a special research right now, which means if you do not land on the 100% IVs, you probably won't be able to use this Pokemon in the Master League. Sure, maybe you could get away with having just slightly less than 100% IVs, but in general, if you want to be competitive with this particular Pokemon, you will need to actually have a lot of luck and pick up that hundo. And I think that is another major problem with Pokemon Go's PvP system, and maybe with Pokemon Go as a whole. The fact that IVs can matter so significantly, I really feel like this is something Niantic needs to fix. I don't know if it's going to involve adding something like bottle caps to increase our Pokemon's IVs, or if it's going to involve something where IVs just simply do not matter and they're just more for aesthetics, or it's simply just having IVs only matter for raid battles. Like, I really do not know what they could do, but I really feel like when it comes to Pokemon Go's PvP system, it's really a big form of gatekeeping that I really feel like should not be there. Ultimately, in my opinion, Pokemon Go's PvP system is what's going to keep the longevity of this game. It's basically the endgame content for Pokemon Go. The Go Battle League is basically the culmination of your entire collection. For all the Pokemon that you've caught along the way, you could best utilize them by bringing them into PvP. Not every Pokemon is going to be good for raid battles, and not every Pokemon is going to be good for gym battles. But when it comes to PvP, you can have a diverse collection and actually utilize it. So yeah, because of that, I feel like some of these little things need to be fixed in order for it to be more accessible. And specifically in regards to ZYGARDE, I really hope Niantic gives us the opportunity to get more ZYGARDEs in the future. Like, I want to get myself a completed ZYGARDE by collecting ZYGARDE cells, but I'm very hesitant to use those ZYGARDE cells on the ZYGARDE that I got because it has very trash IVs, and I would rather use those cells on a ZYGARDE that is 100% IVs or close to it so that I could actually use it. Because a completed form ZYGARDE is incredible for the Master League and Ultra League. In fact, for the Master League, it is currently ranked 1 by a huge margin, and I really do think it's because of how powerful this Pokemon is. But of course, it's only going to reach that potential if it is a 100% IV and if it's maxed out. And in order for you to get that, you will need the absolute best luck, and not everyone is going to have that. But yeah, in any case, that's going to be it for this video. I've shared a lot of very controversial topics in this video, so I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. If you ended up enjoying it, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel in any way, big or small, then do consider checking out the links in the description below. And if you want to support my channel in a non-monetary way, you could also follow me on social media. I'm over on Twitter and Instagram, and I try to post as often as I can. So yeah, definitely go and check that out. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I am Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.